Hey there, sweet friends. I hope you are all well. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. It's day 12 of our 13 days of Halloween tutorial series. If you're just joining in, you can find a link for the first 10 days at the top of the description so you can get caught up. And remember to listen throughout the video for the question of the day. For today's project, we're creating a scrapbook folio with an easy to use die set that I picked up from Amazon. It has loads of room inside for your pictures and journaling. We're getting use out of those image cut aparts, and we get a lot of fun layering effects as well as photo mats for your special photos. So this would be a great little album to fill up with all of your holiday memories, and maybe gift this to someone special or keep it for yourself to display and enjoy. So if that sounds good to you, then stick around and we will make it together. I've got my Halloween collection here from Carta, and I am really excited to get to use some of those larger patterns in this because we do have the bigger size pages for our folio. We're going to use a combination of the pattern papers along with the 6x4 and 4x4 cut apart images. Here's that die set that I mentioned. I did check this morning and it is still available. I will link it in the description. And so this would have some pieces that cut all of the pages here, including the layering elements. And then there's another set that you could use for photo mats. A couple more pieces in there, but I don't think I'll get use out of them. And in some of the examples they showed in the listing, there were people who were making this with just using pattern paper, and I'm going to elect to start my pages with cardstock. And so I'm going to start by cutting that larger die with my cardstock, and I added 2 together. So this is going to make this a little bit more sturdy, and that way our rings will be very secure. And then I'm going to come in with the smaller die that cuts this edge but straight here, and that's going to be my layering element. And so this is going to be that beautiful sunflower pattern, and I'm going to add all of my layers here with my 2-glue combo just because it is a very oddly shaped edge. I want to make sure that this is well and truly stuck down. And so I'm just going to put the straight edge closer to me so I can see over it, and then line this up. And then this is going to be our front cover. And for the continuing pages, I'm going to match the 2 that will be together. So this stripe will go on this side. And I'll continue to use that 2-glue combo throughout. So this will flip over, and this would be the first set of pages on the inside. Now I have these prepared already so that my coordinating pages go together, so you can see more of that beautiful sunflower, and then the plaid, of course, my favorite on this last set of pages. So for the book that I'm sharing today, it has 4 of the larger pages, and remember that I said they're double layer. So this is gonna be quite chunky and thick when we're done with it. Now, there are some details for the inside that I want to add. And so for each of the 3 sets of pages inside, I want to incorporate those extra cut apart images. And that's one of the benefits to a ring album, is that you can add as many pages as you want, and you can do that while you work along. You can add different size pages. So like, for instance, these, they don't need to be full pages. They can be interesting how all of these layers will show together. And then I think the biggest benefit is that you can take these out of the rings and work on the pages flat. So you can take each page out individually and work on it. And so that is a really ideal way to do your scrapbooking. For the holes for these, I have cut an extra as a template, and so I'm just going to hold my 6x4 card here, making sure to have full holes showing and that I have my edges in and lined up along the outside. So what I'll do is I'll just flip that over. And use my Crocodile to punch those holes. And now this one is going to line up closer to the top. I'll repeat that with this one as well. So I'm just making sure to have that straight along the edge. This one is only going to have 3 punches, but it is a smaller page, so that will be fine. Some of the different textures of paper, like vellum, or even use this as a junk journal and save all the little bits that you get in the mail. As long as you can get the holes punched and lined up, then you can have those different fun levels and have the layers working as you go along. So I also have a piece that is cut from that smaller portion. And so this would give you a larger border and then an area to put on the layering pattern. I'm choosing to add mine with foam spacers. And that is going to go right here. So this is a kind of special photo mat. And this is also going to help bulk it up a little bit and make this chunky. So I'm just going to flip through here and add the remaining photo mat sections. This is another way to use your offcuts as well, so that you're getting good use out of that pattern paper. As you can tell, obviously we're going to be using rings to bind this. So I just have these little metal rings. I want to decorate them just a little bit, and I'm going to add a little bit of my black plaid ribbon. I'll just tie one bit on here. It is tempting to load these up, but I think if you want the pages to operate properly, be a little bit reserved with the trim that you put on these rings. So I'll just clip that off at an angle. I have 6 rings for this, so I'm just going to pull that open and then we'll work from the back and go forward. So I've got a 6x4 and a 4x4 cut apart for each of these page sets. And I'll put the 6x4 closer to the top and the 4x4 closer to the bottom. Then my next full-size page, and I would just continue to do this until you got all of these layers added to your rings. And then snap all these closed. Now you can see that that got thick and chunky very quickly, and that is exactly how we like it. So for each page set, we have a photo mat, 2 of the image cut aparts, and then 1 larger page for bigger pictures. Some of this pattern paper you could also write on. So if you were going to be adding some journaling that goes with your pictures and memories, you could do that as well. I think it's so fun to see all of these different layers at once. And I don't always get to use those 6x6 image cutter parts, so I'm happy to do that now. So here is the cover, and as you can see, we don't have a solid edge here, so I'm not going to put my regular trim around it, but I do want to have my regular finishing details. So I've just got a crisp white doily, and this is going to go a little bit higher and toward the right. I'm topping that with my layering pattern, and I just have that up on some spacers. One of the image cutter parts were cut with a tag die, added to some spacers as well, and I have an eyelet and some twine. Then I'm going to finish this off with this beautiful little layered flower arrangement. And instead of my normal double head stamens for the center of these handmade flowers, I'm kind of reaching into my scraps of flowers. And see, I got these from the Dollar Tree. There's like a lot of different varieties, and I actually really liked this center because it reminded me of sunflowers. And so sometimes I use these as just centers for my handmade flowers. You could also use these without the center they come with, pull them apart and glue them back together, and then you can have the double head stamens in here, and that would be different. The thing is, with these flowers, they do come on a stem, and you'll want them to be flat enough to glue onto your surface. So I'll just come in here and take this little stump off, and then cut this right up to there, and then pull that out. So then you would have to adhere this to some kind of a piece of scrap paper or something, and then you could put in the center that you like, or you can utilize the center here on your own handmade flowers like I did, and you can see how nicely that coordinates with the sunflowers in the background. So I'll just add that with hot glue. And then, of course, I've got my charms and my sequins. So while I'm adding this, it is a good time for the question of the day. Would you rather carve a jack-o'-lantern or make a pumpkin pie? And I can say for sure that I would rather make a pumpkin pie, because we live in the country and all the little animals will come and eat our jack-o'-lanterns. So a pie would be much better for us. Let me know in the comments what you would choose. Just going to top those cut strings with a button. Then my final detail are going to be these sequins. And that is going to be it for day 12. I sure do hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure to come back tomorrow for day 13. If you're not already, I would love for you to subscribe to join my crafty little family. Don't forget to comment on this video and check the description for links. As always, I'm wishing you a happy and productive day, and I thank you so much for watching. Bye.